don't think he wants you in the video.
Yeah, sounds good.
You don't have to. You have to leave. You don't have to leave.
We are our live audience with a laugh track and and everything.
Well, I was gonna.
All right, waiting on you guys to leave so we can start this video.
No, we can start now. It's fine.
You guys can go ahead. We're still gonna eat and stuff.
All right, we'll be
Okay.
quiet.
All right, guys. My name's Tristan here at Rendezvous on You. Thanks for joining us again. And I'm here with James Yeager
Boom.
of Tactical Response.
Pow.
He drove all the way from Camden, Tennessee to train people from Washington,
All the way.
Oregon, Idaho, California.
All the way.
I personally drove 6 hours. People drove more.
I drove 36.
Yeah, you drove 36. But I'm saying students, I mean, people drove so long. But anyways,
Yeah.
so I'm here interviewing him post-class. And so to start the interview, James, I would like you to introduce people who may not know you. What's your background?
I'm James Yeager, and I'm a firearms instructor. I started teaching people in the 90s, and I was a cop and a contractor and all that stuff. And I've trained 66,000 people, not counting what we've trained this year. So by the end of the year, over 70,000 people. And I specialize in teaching good people how to kill bad people.
Yes. And that's very important. People want to be politically correct, and I really appreciate him having that kind of motto and company mission a part of that. So that's why I trained with him, because he cuts all the bullshit out, gets right to, the meat of the issue. And so okay, so let's talk about fighting pistols, because that's what we just did.
Yep.
So we just did 2 days, 16 hours in total, with a 3-hour lecture there, and there's a lot of good info. So if I were to tell people to come take a class with you, would you say fighting pistol is the first one?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I would go as far to say, if you only ever want to take one class with me, it should be fighting pistol.
Yeah, absolutely. And so now that I've been through now that I've graduated from this class, and I'm now an alumni and family member. Just wait till I show you the video. I did pretty good. I don't mean to toot my own horn there. But anyways, so what do you want students to come to the class with? I don't mean physically, I just mean what should they know, what should they do before class?
The first thing on the gear list is an open mind. That's all you have to have. I don't care if you've ever. I wish that it wasn't the first time you pressed a trigger on a gun and heard the bang.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I hope you've got that part down. But I don't want you to practice anything or know anything. We literally start at 0, and get going as fast as we can in 2 days. Mm-hmm. And what I have found is the people that try to get good at something or whatever usually wind up being harder to train, because now I have to untrain them from a lot of bad habits.
Mm-hmm. Personally, this is my first firearms training class ever, and I've been watching your videos since high school, senior year of high school, right before I graduated. So it's been like 5-6 years now, and so I already knew that.
It's weird for me to hear these guys go, I've been watching your videos since the 6th grade, and shit like that. It's weird for me.
I was just discussing with someone, like, when I started first watching videos, and it was like right before the Newtown incident, so it was like 2011, 2012. And so, I'd already gone to appreciate your method of teaching, and so I came here understanding that I really wanted to learn from you. So as a student, that's what you want, obviously, because you want someone to just shut up and listen. Mm-hmm. And so that's what I did. And now here we are post-class. And so what do you hope students take away from the class now?
That this class is not about shooting.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I want students to have the purpose of training is to teach you what and how to practice. So on the physical side of it, I want them to know the stuff they need to practice at the range and during dry practice. Mm-hmm. But what I really want them to know, I want to empower them with a sense of that what they're doing is moral and righteous and just, and it's okay to defend your life. And I want them to know how to, as that moral person, I want them to know how to navigate the legal system and the emotional problems that may come from it. Because if you're a good, moral, decent person, the thought of killing somebody should be shocking, and it is. And I don't want people to be. I don't want you to suffer legally, criminally, or mentally because of your God-given right to defend yourself. And so I try to equip students to handle that physically and mentally.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. at the end of class, all the students, we went around in a circle and we talked about what we learned from class. And personally, one of my things was that I said was I don't want to feel guilty and ashamed of carrying a gun every day. And for anyone that knows me, it's like my family, they're not really in this mindset that I'm in. And so I always have these conversations with them about this issue about carrying guns. And now, coming from this class and, you know, watching some sort of violent encounters on YouTube, all the video and footage, is like there's no doubt in my mind that what I'm doing is right for me, at least, and for the people I care about. So dealing with that emotional stuff now, instead of in the middle of a gunfight, is important. And so for anyone that is in that situation, come talk to a professional, not just James Yeager. As James Yeager would say, go get training, even if it's not with him, competent training. And so having that emotional fitness and taking care of all those personal issues before getting a gunfight is important. Next I want to talk about is what I'll be doing, what class I'll be taking next from you. So you suggested fighting pistol is the first one, and so what should I take next?
If I were going to, these classes are like my children's, and people always ask what my favorite is and things like that. But if you're going to take a class from me, it should be fighting pistol. If you're going to take 2 classes from me, it should be fighting pistol, immediate action medical, and the fight. Yeah, I know that's 3. I can't pick 2. And please note that only one of them is a live fire training class. The other one is a force-on-force scenarios, and then the other one is a medical class. And I tell my students all the time, you'll be able to save more lives with medical training than you will with firearms training. And the medical class is fantastic. It is whatever you think you learned here in 2 days, you'll learn in the medical front on 2 days. And the fight is kind of like the test. We put you in a bunch of scenarios where some of them you should shoot, some of them you shouldn't shoot, and some of them are choose your own ending. And that's one, like you may have in this class on the drive home yesterday or whatever, and maybe today you'll contemplate different things, the way you feel about things emotionally, and how this class has affected you. Well, the fight will do that times 10 because we put you in those situations on purpose to give you those, to test you morally, ethically, tactically, in all those ways. And so it is a bouquet of emotion.
So speaking about the classes that you do teach, going to tactical responses, spectrum. Actually, first let's talk about, when did you start tactical response?
I formed the company, officially incorporated in 1996.
Okay, so that's
22 years.
22 years. Wow, actually, that's almost quarter of a century. Yeah.
Thanks.
No, that's great. That means people want to come and hear you, and they want to get these lessons, and they and people are, and as you said, people are surviving gunfights that are alumni. You said it's 51 now.
They're not surviving; they're winning.
They're winning, yes.
Because you could survive a gunfight and have tubes hooked up to you and breathing machines.
Sure.
So no, so far, knock on wood, unscathed, and 51.
Yeah, God forbid any of the students here they get in a gunfight, but if they do, I think that if they keep practicing what they're doing, that they're, that they have a better fighting chance. I know I will personally.
And if I could, I teach people how to stay out of gunfights.
Yes.
And so a lot of times people won't brag about the gunfight they avoided.
Right.
Like, hey Edgar, there's a bad thing, I just didn't go. So right. I don't hear those stories.
Right.
But how many completely avoided bad scenarios has there been? Probably thousands.
Right. Yeah, especially nothing good happens after 12 a.m. So that's how you knock out most of the bad encounters right there. Yeah. Okay, so back to tactical response. So you don't just teach fighting pistol, you do all sorts of stuff. So let's talk about some of the other courses that are really cool.
Pistol, rifle, shotgun, bolt gun classes. We have a high-risk civilian contractor series of classes. The force-on-force classes, building clearing. I mean. A bunch of stuff, all in the the tactical realm, the firearms realm. I don't do kung fu classes or knife classes or anything like that. There's a bunch of good people doing that, and they don't need me. But a full gamut of firearms kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I wanted to get to the contracting class because those are the creme de la creme, the fun shit.
And here's what's funny. As we record this, it's about 5:24 p.m. Small unit tactics class will start in Camden in 34 minutes.
Oh shit! Really? Oh, like a nighttime thing? Okay, that's dope.
Well, it starts at 6 on Sunday night.
Okay.
And then the guys live as a team until class is over on Friday. So, like they live together, like the whole time, travel together, motorcades, convoys, that's, stuff like that, and so so fighting rifle is a prerequisite for small unit tactics, and small unit tactics is a prerequisite for the rest of the contractor classes, and so basically small unit tactics is an indoctrination into the world of civilian contracting, from team structure and rank, SOPs, tactics, TTPs, all of the things that kind of go into it, and it centers around counter ambush. And then we have another one that centers around close quarters combat, raids and rescues. Another one, direct action, that is setting ambushes. We have a medical one that is about combat medicine, in the field with bullets flying and stuff like that. So we have, several of those that are aimed at different areas of that field.
And it's really hard to find classes like that because not a lot of people want to teach civilians that kind of stuff.
Nobody's doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
No, I mean it. Like, nobody's doing what we're doing.
Yeah. so you absolutely want to get in their curriculum as quickly as you can. Yeah. Another thing about that team thing is, when you graduate, you are part of the family now, and you really drive home with that. Especially Tim, one of the instructors here, he was calling everyone brothers and sisters, and I think that really helps as a student to know that an instructor values us personally and really cares about our life and our safety outside of the class.
So if Tristan never takes another class, never gives me another penny, if I've told him a code where they can email me, if he emails me with this code where I know he's truly an alumnus, I don't care if it's 20 years from now, I hope I'm still teaching, and he hasn't taken a class in 20 years, I'm still going to help him because he has stepped forward and done this, and he is now part of our brotherhood.
I mean, one of the services you offer is to be a character witness to any alumni.
Not a character witness, but an expert witness.
Expert witness.
Because you're a character. No, if something happened, I would help your attorney put together a plan for your defense and things like that, and explain things tactically, and if need be an expert witness on the stand and explain things to a jury. And I've done that several times and never had a student convicted of a crime, but we've had one charged, and didn't work out for the prosecution.
That's a great ratio, honestly. But it's another thing that goes to show that Tactical Response really cares about their students, and they want to see students succeed in life, not just shooting on the range. They really want them to be a good, upstanding citizen and just really drive home the point of family and all that. So James, I'm gonna leave you with the last word here. If you could, one sentence, maybe two sentences, that would motivate people to train, or maybe even just do more research into training, what would you say?
You are your family's bodyguard detail. Are you prepared for that job?
That's pretty good. Yeah, I like that. So again, this is Tristan Rendezvous on You. I want to thank James Yeager here for teaching 2 days, and
he actually can shoot.
I appreciate that. I got a boo-boo actually towards the end of class here. And so yeah, so thank you again, James Yeager.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it. And so look forward to a video of the class and everything, and I'll definitely be taking another class in the near future. And yeah, thanks guys for watching.
Rock on.